Hi there. Okay, feminine shame. Let's talk about another way that it shows up and rears its ugly head in our lives. And that is by stifling our voice. Yeah. So, not speaking, not expressing, either with our vocal cords or in the other ways that we can express, right? Through writing or creating in some fashion. And it cuts us off from our ability to express truth, desires, boundaries. And so, just to recap, feminine shame is a deeply held, intense resistance and aversion and resentment and fear towards anything that is softer, cyclical, fluid, passive, nurturing, intuitive, or emotional in nature. So it's that which is natural. It is a shame towards that which is natural in a world that is attempting to get us on board with what's normal. And yes, I am also speaking to how it impacts women in women's bodies. And it's also so much more than that. So much more than that, and goes beyond gender and physical anatomy because it truly impacts all of us and is to blame for so much of what ails us in our modern world, the declining health of our species, of the planet, and so much more. And so this learned disconnection leads us into a perpetual state of not enough, right? Feeling like we're not enough. There's something deeply and fundamentally wrong with us simply for existing because we are by nature softer, cyclical, transient beings. We're not rigid, fixed, the same all the time. And so there is this deep sense of shame around ourselves. And so, like I said, it's subtle, it's nuanced, it's permeating, and it really impacts everyone, regardless of gender or physical anatomy. And so, one of the ways, because there are many, that it shows up is in clouding our ability to make the right choices for ourselves, clouding our ability to be connected to our own self. And so from there, being able to express ourselves, being able to be connected to our truth, to our desires, and to our boundaries. We find it easier to stay small, stay hidden, to go along, to get along, as the saying goes, and to not ruffle any feathers, or to not appear weak or needy, right? How many of you have felt that way? I know I have. Like, oh, I'm not going to express what I may really want or need because I don't want to appear high maintenance, right? Or needy or weak, or like I am asking for, special considerations or special favors. And we can find that really shows up when what we may want and what is aligned with us is quite juxtaposed to normal mainstream culture. So many of us who are more sensitive, who are definitely just more spirally by nature, are naturally more called and aligned with that which is natural, and we're not really into the more normal mainstream ways of going about things, right? Like mainstream standard American diet or mainstream media, like those things don't really jive with us. And so when we find ourselves in situations where we might need to speak on that, there can be a lot of shame and a lot of resistance that comes up in being seen in our truth and in our naturalness, in our boundaries. Yeah? Have you experienced that? Share with me. And so it's really important to remember that in this state of feminine shame, we are really running things through this filter, this lens of not enough, of a fear of being seen, a fear of being found out, and of everyone knowing just how like effed up and wrong we are and how flawed we are at a deep core level. And so I have an invitation for us all, and that is to realize that there's actually nothing wrong with us. So let's remember that and just accept that first and foremost. There's nothing wrong with us, any of us. And by speaking or expressing in some fashion our truth and our boundaries and our needs, we're gifting ourselves and also those around us with that truth and with that mirror. So it can be very, very helpful in healing and bringing awareness to this legacy of feminine shame that we're carrying, and that's also deeply embedded into the entire collective. So beginning to just let yourself really tune into where and how might I be stifling my own truth, my desires and my boundaries? Where might I be avoiding situations where I know that I would have to express myself because it might feel easier to just like not participate and stay quiet than to put myself in a situation where I might have to express. So really taking stock, like, where's that showing up in my life right now? And then feeling into what could the next step towards more wholeness be. And hint, it's probably going to be something that feels really scary. So follow that. And of course, tune into other practices and supportive energy maintenance techniques that I've shared to really empower you even more to do that. And share with me. I'd love to hear. Thank you.